It's kind of hard to believe how far we have come under Disney Star Wars ever since the release of The Last Jedi back in December of 2017, when Rian Johnson literally derailed the sequel trilogy and pretty much divided the Star Wars fandom apart into two different sides. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do make sure to post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really interact with you guys further. So it is now January 24th of 2022, alright? We are getting very close to the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 5, which, by the way, is really going to be by far one of the best episodes in the series. I know that Chapter 4 really picked things up and really kind of brought Boba Fett back to his normal self more so, and that's one reason why I think that Chapter 4 has been my favorite episode personally. But with Chapter 5 on the horizon, just 2 days away, not even that, we have a lot of things coming for us in the next couple of weeks after that as we approach the finale, which is of course going to be Chapter 7 that rolls into February. So, with that being said, one interesting thing about all of this that has to do with Jon, George, and Dave, alright, is that they are going to be bringing in tons of Star Wars Legends material and mixing it in with the new. So essentially that is their overall structure, that is their plan. Basically what they want to do is that they want to really combine Star Wars Legends with George Lucas's vision, and of course with what already exists in the Disney Star Wars canon material. Now, given that we have a lot of things happening behind the scenes with The Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano series, and even other TV shows out there that have yet to be announced that will be unveiled, by the way, at Celebration this May. So this May is going to be a big deal for Star Wars, not just because the Kenobi series, but also because of all of the big announcements on the horizon as well. So with both Jon and Dave Filoni getting ready to announce new Star Wars projects at Celebration this year, both Disney and Lucasfilm are also preparing to begin filming the Ahsoka Tano series by this April, that is going to bring Star Wars in a new direction. Now further, it's noted, however, that recently a significant adjustment was made for the franchise behind the scenes by Jon and Dave Filoni that involves actress Gina Carano. Now it's noted, however, that in a recent interview, actress Gina Carano engaged in an interview to unveil new details about her experience on the set of The Mandalorian. Gina went on to state that one thing that I will say that nobody else has, everything to do with both Jon and Kathleen Kennedy. I can remember like it was yesterday when we were working on pretty much all of his ideas for The Mandalorian, where, of course, getting shot down by Kathleen Kennedy. Believe it or not, The Mandalorian was originally going to be a show about multiple bounty hunters working together as a team. It's something that Favreau really wanted to do by dragging in familiar faces like Boba Fett and other bounty hunters, even from Legends stuff, to work with Din Djarin and others on the jobs. So, once again, this is, Gina kind of throwing us the truth about what Jon really wanted to do, and aspects of The Mandalorian that got shot down pretty much instantly by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, we already know that Kathleen Kennedy and Jon had a lot of creative differences in the beginning stages of working on what was at the time the unnamed first live-action Star Wars TV show. That, of course, is now The Mandalorian. And at the time, there were so many different ideas flying around by Jon Favreau that kept getting shot down one after the other, all because of Kathleen Kennedy, that eventually led to what we got in Season 1. Now, Season 1 was great, but it could have been a lot more. It could have been something truly bigger and larger at will by Jon Favreau if he was allowed to. And to think about that is actually quite upsetting to say the least. The fact that we have such a talented creator that had so many limitations on what he was allowed to do with Season 1, and how now that's kind of being delayed into Season 2 and 3. So Season 2, a lot of his ideas and pitches that were shot down in Season 1 came over into Season 2. That are also going to be dragged into Season 3, which is great, and a lot of his other ideas also are coming their way into the Book of Boba Fett as well. So you can see exactly how, they're separating all these different projects, where originally it was supposed to be all in one show. So moving on from this, alright, now this whole concept of the show was shot down so fast before we could even blink by Kathleen Kennedy, Gina says. She felt that by dragging in existing characters that Jon Favreau would fail with the Mandalorian series. I even remember at one point Jon wanted to call the show Mandalore before this was switched to The Mandalorian. Jon had so many beautiful ideas for characters like Luke Skywalker coming back early on in the series, and even wanted to bring back Jabba the Hutt in the form of flashbacks. Kathleen Kennedy refused to do any of this with Jon, and it was heartbreaking for him. From what I have been told by Jon, many of his ideas that were shot down by Kathy are coming their way for Season 3 and beyond. So far, I am sure everyone is going to be very happy with this holiday season. I mean, I love Jon and Dave. They always treated me like family, the nicest people. And to see how Jon's ideas shot down multiple times by Kathleen Kennedy was also saddening to me. Jon was also going to bring in the fan-favorite bounty hunters in the form of flashbacks as well, especially those favorite ones from The Empire Strikes Back, since boba was supposed to be in Season 1. Jon wanted to create that connection to his thoughts from Empire, and the bounty hunters that were involved in his life. It's something I will never understand by Miss Kennedy and why she insists on never leaving things up to the creators. But I am now thrilled to see that Jon and Dave are doing their thing with the franchise. It's like a breath of fresh air, to be honest, to actually see all of this unfolding before my eyes. I loved my time on Season 2, and I am still in the talks with Jon and Dave, so just keep your chins up, people. So, the thing about Gina Carano and what she had to say about Jon's vision of The Mandalorian Season 2 that got shot down, his vision of the structure of the beginning of the first live-action Star Wars TV show being shot down, it's just very unfortunate that this was the scenario that Jon was pretty much pushed into. Now, we already know that Jon came on board of Star Wars in the first place because he was very upset with what was happening with the sequel trilogy, especially with The Last Jedi by Rian Johnson. Believe it or not, Jon had a lot of problems with Rian Johnson's take on Luke Skywalker and used his Disney contacts, because he worked on The Lion King, to get on board of the Star Wars franchise, and that's how he kind of got his foot in the door. You know, when he was working on The Lion King, you know, he kind of made a lot of calls and made his way into Lucasfilm and was able to do that live-action TV series, which is The Mandalorian today. I gotta admit, I'm enjoying The Mandalorian more than The Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett is, you know, it's entertaining. I'm not quite sure if I would say that it is far superior than The Mandalorian or anything like that, but it's entertaining. It has its flaws here and there, no big deal. But I think that Chapter 4 was a prime example that this is just going to keep getting better and better, and Chapter 5, from what I'm hearing, is going to be a big deal for the Book of Boba Fett series. It's basically going to be the breaking moment in which the series is just going to escalate so quickly to the point where it's going to be quite, you know, pretty much shocking to the fandom, to the point where they're going to be surprised. There's a lot of things coming in Chapter 5. Just be aware about that. Be prepared, because we have a lot of great things. So, overall, I think that what Gina said here also matches Kathleen Kennedy's outlook of the Star Wars fandom. She does not want to pay attention to what the fans want to see, either A, on the big screen or at home on the small screen. And it's just sad that that's, you know, her outlook on Star Wars. That's how she's treating the Acolyte TV show, by the way. She is ditching George Lucas's philosophy. I'll never understand why. One thing I will say that I like about the TV shows is it kind of feels like you're in the world of the Legends books in a sense. I can't explain it, but there's something about the TV shows of how, yes, they have that lower budget feel than the theatrical releases like the major movies, but it kind of shows you the expansive aspects of how it's going to be just as big as a library of books. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.